together with my colleagues, Ramika and Daniela, we'll be pitching to you a novel antibacterial hydrogel to treat burn wounds. So we're going to be called HydroMac. So the skin is your body's first line of defense against dangerous pathogens, but what happens if that's put into jeopardy? Burn injuries are not uncommon, and I'm sure we've all experienced one at some point or another. And in fact, they're actually the 5th most common household injury, especially among children. But unfortunately, if they're not properly treated, they can actually result in swelling, blistering, scarring, and in serious cases, shock and even death. And this highlights the importance of proper treatment, especially to prevent infection. And now there's a variety of different wound burn care treatments available depending on severity, including bandages, foams, hydrogels, and more. But in fact, an ideal dressing should satisfy this following list of criteria. And these criteria are meant to assist with wound healing and patient comfort and preventing infection, which would result in decreased time spent in hospitals. And this is desirable for both the hospital in terms of cost saving and also for the actual patient's health. But however, as you can see here, all of these current treatments have their own benefits, but none of them are quite able to cover all of these desirable characteristics. And this creates a great opportunity to develop better wound dressings that satisfy these mentioned features, especially since 1.1 million patients in the US seek medical attention for burn wounds each year. And furthermore, the US wound care manufacturing industry is worth $2.5 billion, and it's expected to see a 2.3% annual growth in the next 4 years. So as such, new and innovative products in this industry have the opportunity to be very profitable.
And this is where HydroMac comes in. HydroMac is a hydrogel composed of bacteriophages, which are viruses that specifically attack bacteria without harming the host. So these bacteriophages are cross-linked to form a hydrogel, which is a gel-like substance that holds water and maintains a cool and moist environment for skin healing. The bacteriophages can also attack specific strains, adapt to any mutations in bacteria, and have different combinations of phages can be put together to target multiple strains at once. This is especially useful for the prevention of infections by superbugs, bacteria that are normally resistant to antibiotics. These bacteriophages can also self-organize, which means that if HydroMac is cut, the hydrogel has the ability to fuse together again, maintaining its integrity as a wound dressing. This is completely novel, as there are no other commercial hydrogels composed completely of phages. The potential for HydroMac is not just limited to burn wounds. It can also be used as a wound dressing for skin ulcers, surgical traumas, or even coating for medical devices.
And to commercialize HydroMac, we intend to create a startup that manages initial development and design, predominantly funded through grants and investors. This presented timeline is in regards to burn wound dressing specifically, as a development for other indications will occur separately and farther into the future. However, an exclusive licensing agreement with another biotech company established in this market is vital for gaining the support required for further biocompatibility testing, clinical studies, FDA approval through a 510(k) clearance, and commercial launch. Preliminary discussions with potential licensees will also provide guidance and support to inform design and development. We estimate this timeline will take 6 years, and pre-launch costs will amount to approximately $3.5 million. We have identified Scapa Healthcare as the most suitable potential licensee for HydroMac. This is a global company that specializes in creating skin-friendly medical device fixations and advanced wound care products. Given their long and successful history of developing hydrogel and hydrocolloid dressings, extensive resources and widespread reach, and their commitment to delivering innovative medical solutions, we believe they are the ideal partner for this endeavor. We would exclusively license the technology for wound dressing applications to this company at a royalty rate of 5%. We looked at the licensing fees for comparable deals and believe an appropriate licensing fee for our deal with Scapa Healthcare would be $1 million. This would completely cover our pre-license costs for design development and biocompatibility trials. We estimate each unit will cost $2.50 to produce, and assuming each product is sold for $25 per unit, we'd make $1.25 per unit sold. We estimate HydroMac will have an initial market share of 3%, thus reaching 33,000 patients annually. If each patient requires on average 3 applications of HydroMac and we earn $1.25 per unit sold, then we should earn roughly $124,000 in royalties per year. And this revenue would help support our ongoing development for other applications of the technology. And here's a graph just demonstrating the revenue per unit sold in comparison to pre-license costs in our first year. And none of this would be possible without our internal team consisting of professionals trained in both business and the biomedical sciences. The Husseini Daous Lab, inventors of HydroMac, have all the expertise required for the initial development and design of the product, while our contacts at the McMaster Industry Liaison Office are helping us form essential partnerships, acquire IP, and more. To cover late-stage design and development costs and preclinical testing and efficacy trials, we're asking for $500,000 with 12.5% equity to help make HydroMac the best it can possibly be. So that brings us to the end of our pitch. Thank you for listening, and we hope you'll join us in keeping the body's first line of defense safe and healthy.